picture this. Quarantine's been going on for a couple months. Tom, after doing college work and just schoolwork in general for the past couple months, he's angry, he's anxious, and he's bored out of his mind. So he texts his friends. He tells them, let's hang out. So they all agree on nighttime. So it's nighttime. He takes a short sleeve shirt and some shorts, and they're hanging out. They have a good time. He goes back. He goes to sleep. He wakes up the next morning. He has a fever, and he has some headaches and some body aches, and he's vomiting a little bit. He gets up and he notices he has a mosquito bite on his leg. Mosquitoes have been a problem in not just here, but in all over the world for quite a while. But the COVID-19 recently has really made it a big problem. Now, I've been researching this for the past couple of weeks. I've been using a lot of government websites and local news sites. Now, I can tell you, mosquitoes can cause an epidemic. So I'm going to give you a brief background. I'm going to tell you some of the causes. I'm going to tell you some solutions. So, what am I talking about here? So there's an invasive species in California that was introduced earlier this year. It's called the Aedes mosquito. So what diseases does it have? So according to the Centers for Disease Control and Preparation website, last updated on November 2019, they have yellow fever virus, they have the Zika virus, they have the West Nile virus. Now, what are the symptoms of this? Well, this includes fevers, headaches, body aches, nausea, vomiting. How many people have been infected? Well, on September 30th of this year, CBS LA reports California officials reported a total of 91 West Nile virus cases in people in the state of California. Now, how are they brought here? Well, according to the Greater Los Angeles County Vector Control District, they're brought here through trade and travel. So people traveling, they get infected, they don't show any symptoms until a couple days later, so they come back, they infect other people. Now, this leads me to the causes. What happened here? Why is it worse this year than any of the other years? Well, it all comes back to COVID-19. So let me tell you something. So on pest.org, last updated this year, they said mosquito season in the Southwest starts in March. Now, what else started in March? Quarantine due to COVID-19. A lot of resources were pulled away from mosquito abatement to helping combat the coronavirus. Now, fiscal year starts in July and ends in June. This is what government refers to as a fiscal year. So, in the fiscal year of, as turlockmosquito.org reports, the fiscal year of 2018 to 2019, Mosquito got 2.8 in funding for mosquito abatement. In 2019 to 2020, they got 2.6, and in 2020 to 2021, they got 2.7. Now, after considering this, let's look at what we can do about it. So, solutions, there's either government or stuff we ourselves can do. So, the Environmental Protection Agency last updated their website on April 20th of this year. So, they said mosquito abatement, there's a couple procedures they do. So they do surveillance, they do source reduction, they do insecticide. So what is surveillance? Surveillance, they look around the areas, they see how many mosquitoes there are, they survey the sources of water in the area. Source reduction, that would be getting rid of them. So once they find these mosquitoes, they aim to use anything they can. So for example, insecticide, that gets rid of them. Now they do have to be careful, because if they use too much insecticide, they can start affecting other local animals and plants in the area. Now, the San Gabriel Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District last updated this year their website that Aedes mosquitoes, they like areas with water. So water caps, wheels left out in the outside, pools, any areas like that are perfect for them to reproduce. So if you see any of that, you want to try dipping the water out or covering it so that mosquitoes can't get to it. Now, in closing, I told you about this invasion. I've told you about how these mosquitoes can cause a possible outbreak. I gave you a brief overview, told you about some of the causes, told you about some of the solutions. Now, let's go back to our character, Tom. He woke up. It's been a couple days since we last seen him. He still feels sick, but he feels a lot better than before. He gets up, he walks towards the window, he opens up the curtains, and he takes a look outside and sees dawn breaking. He knows that after a couple days of fighting it, that today is going to be a good day.